Imagine yourself standing in the midst of battle during the twilight years of the Roman Empire. The clash of shields echoes through the air, the gleam of armor reflects the fury of combat, while war cries rise above the chaos, sending shivers through friend and foe alike. But suddenly, before the enemy even reaches the Roman lines, something unexpected happens. A silent storm descends from the sky. Small projectiles whistle through the air, cutting down warriors in an instant. They are not arrows, they are not spears, they are something far more terrifying, the Plumbata. With a simple flick of the arm, Roman legionaries unleash a storm of deadly darts. The battlefield transforms. Soldiers collapse before they even engage in combat. Panic spreads as shields crack, armor buckles, and warriors fall, struck down by a weapon they never even saw coming. Few realize that this seemingly simple innovation, this silent but lethal projectile, was the secret to Rome's military resilience in its final centuries. But what made the Plumbata so deadly? Why was it feared across the empire, and how did it reshape the way Rome fought its wars? Prepare to uncover the mystery behind one of the most devastating weapons ever wielded by the Roman legions. For centuries, the Roman legions were the foundation of the greatest empire the world had ever seen. From the misty forests of Germania to the golden sands of Egypt, Roman soldiers marched in perfect unison, shields locked together, their gladiae ready to cut down any who opposed them. Heavy infantry was Rome's greatest strength. The very sight of a Roman legion advancing in formation was enough to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. Their strategy was simple but effective: march forward in a wall of iron, force the enemy into a chaotic retreat, and strike them down with cold precision. But as the centuries passed, the battlefield began to change. Rome's enemies adapted. They no longer met the legions head-on. Instead, new hit-and-run tactics emerged. Mounted warriors struck swiftly, disappearing before the Roman infantry could respond. Archers and skirmishers attacked from a distance, refusing to engage in traditional hand-to-hand combat. The rigid formations of the legions, once their greatest strength, became a weakness. Rome needed a solution. The empire's entire military structure was reorganized. Fewer heavy infantry, more cavalry, smaller, more mobile units. Speed and flexibility became the priority. But this new army faced a major problem. How could they maintain their ability to fight at range without sacrificing their mobility? The answer came in the form of a simple but ingenious invention, a weapon so small it could be carried unnoticed, yet so deadly it could alter the course of a battle. At first glance, the Plumbata looked like nothing more than an oversized dart. It had a lightweight wooden shaft measuring between 30 and 50 centimeters, with a razor-sharp metal tip designed to pierce armor with ease. The Plumbata. But the true genius of the Plumbata lay in a small yet crucial detail, a lead weight positioned near the upper part of the shaft. This seemingly minor feature transformed the dart into a deadly projectile. The added weight gave the Plumbata stability in flight, allowing it to spin as it soared through the air. This rotation increased its accuracy and impact force, ensuring that when it struck its target, it did so with terrifying precision. The lead weight also amplified the force of impact, allowing the Plumbata to punch through shields and armor with devastating effect. A well-placed hit to the chest or neck could be instantly fatal. A strike to an arm or leg would leave a warrior crippled and bleeding, unable to continue fighting. But perhaps the most remarkable aspect of the Plumbata was its reusability. Unlike the Roman pilum, which was designed to bend upon impact to prevent reuse, the Plumbata could be retrieved and thrown again, allowing soldiers to maintain a nearly endless supply of deadly projectiles throughout the battle. Yet having a lethal weapon is one thing, using it effectively in battle is another. So how did Roman soldiers deploy this silent killer? Roman legionaries did not carry Plumbata loosely in their hands. Instead, they were strategically stored. Each soldier carried at least 5, carefully attached to the inside of their shields using leather holsters. This placement allowed for quick and seamless access. Even in the heat of battle, a soldier could reach down, grab a dart, and throw it, all without breaking formation or exposing himself to the enemy. But the way the Plumbata was thrown was unlike any other Roman weapon. Instead of being hurled straight ahead like a spear, the Plumbata was launched in an upward arc, using a vertical overhand movement. This technique maximized the range and impact of the weapon, sending the dart high into the air before it spun downward at deadly speeds, striking enemies with the full force of its lead-weighted momentum. And when hundreds of Plumbata were launched simultaneously, the effect was nothing short of terrifying. The first sign of an attack didn't come from the ground, it came from above. A cloud of spinning darts descended upon the battlefield, tearing through armor, embedding into shields, and striking down warriors before they could even raise their weapons. The enemy's carefully organized formation dissolved into chaos. Warriors panicked, desperately trying to shield themselves from the onslaught. Some fled, others fell where they stood, and before the battle had truly begun, the Romans had already seized control of the fight. The Plumbata was not just a battlefield weapon, it was a symbol of Rome's ingenuity. It was so effective that it was recorded in one of the most important military documents of the time, the De Rebus Bellicis, a 4th century military treatise detailing Rome's latest war strategies. This document confirms that the Plumbata was standardized and officially adopted into the Roman military. Legionaries were trained to throw them with pinpoint accuracy, and their shields were designed to carry them for easy access. Even after the fall of Rome, its weapons, tactics, and strategies continued to shape warfare for centuries to come. For centuries, the Plumbata played a crucial role in Rome's last stand against the barbarian invasions. But even the most innovative weapons could not stop the inevitable. As Rome weakened, so too did its mighty legions. The empire fractured, its armies dissolved, and with them, the Plumbata disappeared into history. But its legacy remains, a testament to Rome's ability to innovate, adapt, and dominate. Rome may have pioneered the Plumbata, but its devastating impact did not go unnoticed by other kingdoms and military forces. As Rome's influence declined, its enemies and former allies alike adopted and adapted this lethal weapon for their own use. One of the first groups to incorporate the Plumbata into their arsenal were the Byzantines, the Eastern Roman Empire, which outlived the Western Empire by nearly 1,000 years. Even as the old Roman legions faded into history, Byzantine armies continued using the Plumbata, refining its design and keeping it as a crucial part of their military tactics. Byzantine soldiers, known as the scutatoi, carried Plumbata darts in much the same way as their Roman predecessors, attached to their shields, ready to unleash a deadly barrage at a moment's notice. Historical records suggest that the Byzantine military employed Plumbata in siege warfare, both as a defensive and offensive weapon. From the towering walls of Constantinople, defenders would rain down Plumbata upon enemy troops attempting to storm the city. Unlike arrows, which required bows and significant training, the Plumbata could be used by virtually any soldier with minimal effort, making it a reliable weapon for urban defense. Beyond the Byzantines, the Goths and Vandals, who once fought against Rome, also saw the tactical advantage of the Plumbata. During the 5th and 6th centuries, as these warrior tribes raided former Roman territories, they adopted Roman military techniques, including the use of this deadly dart. Some historians suggest that remnants of Roman-trained auxiliary forces continued using Plumbata under their new rulers, blending it with their own guerrilla-style warfare. Even later in history, some medieval armies used similar weighted darts in battle. While not exactly the same as the Roman Plumbata, the concept of a lead-weighted throwing dart persisted in certain European and Middle Eastern military traditions. Some historians speculate that the idea may have indirectly influenced later javelins, throwing axes, and even early hand-thrown explosives. Though the Plumbata eventually faded from widespread use, its legacy lived on in the evolution of ranged projectile warfare. The concept of infantry carrying lightweight, reusable, long-range weapons would later influence the development of crossbows, hand cannons, and eventually firearms. The Plumbata was more than just a weapon, it was a testament to innovation in warfare, proving that sometimes the simplest ideas could change the course of battle. Now imagine yourself as a Roman legionary. Would you wield your gladius, engaging in brutal close combat? Or would you trust the Plumbata, striking your foes before they could even reach you? Leave a comment below and let me know which weapon you would choose. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into history, like, subscribe, and check out the next video on your screen, where we uncover the secrets of Roman military camps. See you in the next video.